Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my shop. Welcome to my channel. My name is Keith and I'm your host. Before we get started, class, how about the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. Amen.
All right, we're in here in the fabrication room and we have a project here. It's just a quick fabrication project, and it's a floorboard out of one of the skid steer machines. I believe this is an older one. These two parts here are the same, but a little different. You can see in age. This has a raised tunnel in it, and this one here is basically flat. So we're gonna just duplicate basically this piece right here, and we're gonna plasma cut out some pieces. We're gonna do a little folding, and then a couple little tack welds, and the thing is done. So I've got this drawn out on the PlasmaCAM. All right, the bottom plate is the first piece we're gonna make, and that's the piece under here. Now, of course, this is bent, so I've got it laid out, and then I have some slices coming in. We don't have a regular brake, a finger brake here at the shop anymore. I've sold off my lighter duty Inco brake, but I do have a 25-inch press brake that I put in my hydraulic press there, and we'll be able to bend it. I'm pre-cutting or slitting the bends so that it bends easy on the mark, and then we'll just fill that in with a little MIG, boom, 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 and smooth it out. So that's kind of the plan. This will have the holes in it. Of course, you can't see the holes in this one, but you can see the holes here and these two out here, and we have a slot in here, and this is all pre-programmed in here. And then when we bend that, the overall width will match the same. And then the backsplash is a little bit higher because it does have that tunnel in it. All right, so we picked out our place on the sheet here. We're going to give it some draft, and let's start cut. This is 12 gauge. I'm going to run it at 85 inches a minute. And I think I'm about 95 psi on my air pressure. I'm running a 60 amp tip, but I'm only running about 50 amps through it. And there's a draft. Let's go. Now I have it set to stagger the cuts to maintain temperature control. Keep the heat down, kind of spread it around. Now you'll notice the air compressor came on, but you watch how long it goes and then it'll automatically go to shut off because it actually catches up with itself. It's a a lot more efficient air compressor than the one I had over at the other shop. All right, we're going to bring our plate over and just kind of like lay it on top of here, kind of look at our holes and the other things there. Looking good. All right, we're going to do the base for the foot pedals. I'm going to move my ground over here slightly, and I think I just pulled that slightly. Okay, here we go. Okay, the back flange. Okay, now I'm making two pieces that will go on top of the pedal for just a grip, and I'll just call it a grip. Kind of my own little design here. Okay, one more of these, and that'll just lay right on there like that. Get welded in place. One more of those, and then we'll have all of our pieces here. All right, that looks pretty good. Of course, he's got to be bent down, and then our tread will go on top of there like that. All right, we're going to clean up this plate here. We'll clean up those. We're going to go in and we're going to bend this so that we got this bottom shape kind of in there, and we'll go from there. Okay, all of our pieces we cleaned up, and we're going to take the two simple ones right now, the pedals, and we're going to bend those, and then we're going to bring in the bottom plate, and we'll set that up. That's why we got the height in here, because we know that that plate is going to be, it's going to be two opposite bends, and we're going to need to manipulate it just right. We're probably going to have some angling coming down and up and that. All right. Give ourselves some power here, and we load this center to center here. We bring it down to where we're just touching that, and we know we're covering our blue line right there, and we stick in our waster square just in case it ever gets caught, and we just make sure that we're square. We want that to be a little sharper, all right, so it goes a little bit past center. I think that'll be pretty good. Oh, perfection. All right. Now if we get this one exactly the same, we'll be doing good. Pretty good matching set. All right, let's get our floorboard in here. We'll get a little bit more room. Okay, here's the question of which ones we want to bend first, and I think we bend the outside one first, and then we bend the second one in. All right, and we know it goes this way here. Just like that. We're doing this one more by eye on it. It's an easy bend, but it's not quite 90 because it has a little bit of an angle to it. All right, and we'll bend this one here, about the same. That one's actually probably a little bit closer. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to lift this up here and get this underneath here and then put it back down. Okay, we probably should have bent part way and part way so that we could get the thing in, because this side here is actually, we're lacking about 1/4 inch of getting the center of the bend under the center of that die right there. So I'm kind of even wondering if I kind of do that and come down, I might actually get to, I might get to do it that way. All right, let's see. Okay, we're going to gingerly try that. All right, it let me bend it right on that, pretty close. It wasn't ideal, but okay, you'll get to see it from this side now. If I hadn't had that cutout in there, I know it wouldn't have been so friendly to that. It looks close enough. I have to try the piece on it. Oh. I actually think it's right there. I can get this to bend down a little bit. I'll clamp it down, or we can just go. We can go in a little sharper on this bend here. This bend here looks good. This one over here looks a little open. Same thing on that. Okay, this goes on that end too. A little tiny bit more right on that one, right there. Right there. Okay, those look more flat. I'm letting that fly. All right, we got 2 more pieces to bend, and I'll be right back. All right, we could just tack weld this on there, and that would give it some kind of a grip. The original ones were perforated holes, and they're like set up in a die and a jig, and for the cost of this thing we don't want to get too involved. So all I need to do is create an air gap underneath this thing. So I'm going to bend some shape into this to where I'll be able to tack onto it, and it'll have water clearance or moisture be able to go through. They'll be able to fog some paint in there, and then they're not going to have as much of a rust problem with this. Alright, so I want to take and at least offset, put this up a 1/4 inch. So first thing we need is a couple pieces of strip here that are going to give us that 1/4 inch, and I'm just putting that outside. That's a 1/2 inch width here, so I'm just trying to give it an even uniform. I'm not really trying to dimensionally create anything other than bending this here, and I think I want to bend the top down so that the remains the underside. All right, 1/4 inches up. We're going to press it with 3/4 inch thickness here, and we're going to offset each side with a 1/2 inch. That will support that outside lip, because even though you're pushing here, you got to maintain your pressure here, or when you finally get to that point, you need to have the pressure there so that everything will be Z-shaped. All right, here's going to be our major load spread there, and the strong back, so everything is distributed equally. And we'll bring down the ram here, and we'll kind of center it up on our whole project here. All right, give that a shot. And our raised foot. Hey, it is what it is. All right, if we can do that again, we'll have a matching set. Pretty cool. We might flatten that center out just a little bit. Maybe we can tweak that a little bit. I don't know. Might not be worth the effort. I think we'll let it fly like that. It's just gonna get walked on. Pretty cool. Ready? Our piece here fits in like a dream, but we've got this bolted down and held out so that we got the span of these holes right here. These two center holes are the ones that match. These don't match because remember we're back to back right now. So I'm going to hold this like that, and I'm going to go ahead and start tacking that in there. I'm just going to give it, it is just tacked, a few 1-inch tacks on it. And then we'll go ahead and we'll tack up our foot pedals. We'll get those tacked on here, and we're wrapped up. All right. Okay. We're just going to lay it right on here. We're grounded a table here. In fact, I'll just lay them right on the table here. I like that. We want them to kind of look the same. Right? Okay, we're gonna figure out how far from the corner here. 13 and 3/4. Okay, about like that. Okay, 1.25 1.25. Looks like about 50-50 here. I'm going to say that's going to be close enough. All right, I added the 1-inch beads here, and it's sitting here. We're going to leave it sit there, and we're going to let it cool down. We'll unbolt it in the morning, and we'll take a look at it, and we might even see if they want to do a preliminary fit on it before we do any more. We're uncertain if we're going to actually fill in our cutouts for our bend. The thing is pretty stout. We'll find out more when we break it loose. Anyway, there's the fabrication replacement for a piece there, and how we handle it with the plasma cutter. And our rinky-dink little bending tool there in the press. All right, until next time, get her done.